What is going on YouTube? It's your boy Sam from Team Samurai right here, and today guys I'm coming at you with the second place YCS Portland, Yishan.
Yes.
How are you doing today, brother?
Very good, very good.
Okay, and you know what? You've been on the channel before.
Yes.
And the last time you made it day 2, right?
Yes.
But this time you came second place with this deck.
And with a better deck and a little bit luckier.
Okay.
And
How do you feel about this deck in today's format?
It's pretty good. It's not bad, that's for sure. A lot of the previous Grand Module decks weren't that, they were like okay, but this one's a solid deck, I would say. A very solid deck.
Why?
Definitely at least tier 2 or 3, probably.
Right. Why did you decide to choose this deck for this event?
I just like playing Grand Module, and so that's just, I like to come up with something new every time. This is what I came up with this time. Worked pretty well, so yeah.
All right. Okay. Without further ado, let's begin.
Yeah. So we got 3 Grand Module. So still playing 3. I won about like half my games maybe with this guy. Not even, there's a rank A strategy with this deck as well, so we'll get to that. But yeah, I win about half my games with this guy. It's just sort of like, out of nowhere. They have to respect it. And so maybe if an opponent doesn't respect it, it just gets sort of killed out of nowhere. And then if they do respect it, it forces them to play differently. So it's a strong card in this deck, but not necessary to win for sure.
So you usually
unlike previous iterations.
So you usually just one punch your opponent with this.
Yeah, about 50% of the time. I'd say about 50% of the wins are Grand Module. 50% of the wins are just this deck.
Nice.
The rest of the deck. So we got 3 Gizmek. New card. Everyone knows is pretty good in Grand Module. I decided to try to focus on the fact that it was level 8. You can summon him so much time. So I have like a whole rank 8 package going, and so this is one of the all-stars of the deck. So to support the rank 8 theme, we have 3 of each of the rank 8 dangers.
Right.
I always go second, so that way these cards are not horrible. Because sometimes, if you have to go first with this and they discard it, it just does nothing, which sucks. But yeah, Bigfoot was really clutch day. I killed the Vanity's Ruler with it. I killed the Goose Skill with it just because it got discarded. So these guys sort of work together as rank 8s and just as huge beaters to really put pressure on your opponent.
Nice.
I still play 3 Eater, just banishes cards so quickly. It helps if you need to make links to clear the way for our favorite card.
Right.
And just banishes cards so fast. And it's great going second, right? It's just a solid card. 3 Glyph.
Yeah.
You discard him, search this guy.
Yep.
And then this guy, usually special out 2 Hextrude. You can basically pop a card if you control this. She can attack twice on monsters. She can pump your guys by 400 if she destroys a monster. Got a lot of random effects, but she's great. She's level 8 as well, which makes it so like all the rank 8s we were talking about earlier can do all the synergy there. So basically you're running like 7 these, because I also run Terraforming as well, and so yeah, and then 2 Panger Tops are the last 2 monsters, because I just kind of random, I don't know, it seems good if you go second.
Right.
I'm a fan of playing always solid cards, and this card is almost always good if you're going second. It can be bad in some matchups, but even then it's still decent. If this was level 8, we'd be partying, but it's not.
So the most impactful card, like in
these 3 for sure.
These 3, Golden Castle,
and this guy. Yeah,
and
so
this
is a rank 8 engine. Yeah, so you banish a lot of cards. Your opponent's got to be wary of Grand Module all the time, because you banish your whole deck like on the first 3 turns with this Gizmek, Pot of Desires, which is coming up.
Right.
So also, so this banishes 10 standby phase, face down. If your opponent attacks you, their monster blows up. And it's not even once per turn, so they basically have to get rid of this to attack. So it's a great card.
Wow.
The only problem is you can't normal summon if you use it, but the only card I ever normal summon basically is Grand Module. So this is basically your normal summon. Right. And so if you can take advantage of that, you're good. Turns out there's not really any good level 8s to normal summon. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Wrong way. And then to sack some people, we played 3 Super Poly main deck. It was great today. I drew it when I needed it, and then when I was playing against decks that this was bad against, I never drew it. So I think if you're playing like a tier 2 or 3 deck, you gotta sack some people and play like sacky cards if you want to win.
Right.
And so this is one of them. This is the most sacky. So 3 Super Poly, 3 Call by the Grave. It's a solid card again, so it's just good. Maybe you can play a Hand Trap or Phantasme if you have it. I just don't have Phantasme, so I just played this. But I think Phantasme is pretty good in this deck. There a lot of times where you have dead cards in your hand, and Phantasme would be great to fix it.
Right.
3 Desires. It's a Grand Module deck, so have to play 3.
Was there any time that you banished all 3 good modules?
Probably, but I probably won with the rank 8s instead. You only win them with Grand Manju about half the time. So,
Okay, and the other half is just the rank 8 beatdown.
yeah, the rank 8 beatdown. It's a solid strategy.
Nice.
Yeah. 3 trade-in, a lot of level 8s, and a lot of level 8s that are like to be discarded. You know, Gizmek can summon itself from the graveyard.
And it triggers off the dangers.
Yeah, they're all really good. I set it out sometimes, but it's a solid card. And then 1 Foolish, it dumps Gizmek. 1 Terraforming to search Golden Castle, and then Monster Reborn. I like this card a lot in this deck. The dangers are good, and then you can summon it back, and it sort of helps you make rank 8s.
Yeah, I saw you use Monster Reward in the top 4.
Yeah, so the problem is Hextrude needs this on the field, but if you use this, you can't
Normal
summons either Monster Reborn the Hextrude, pop a card, or Twin Twister, or Reborn the Hextrude, pop his other back row, summon Eater, make Phoenix, pop the last back row, and then that way I can normal Grand Maju, because I don't want to use this to summon a Hextrude, or else I can't normal Grand Maju. So
Right.
yeah, solid card, all solid.
Cool. So that's pretty much for the main deck?
Yeah, 40 card main deck.
Is there anything you want to change in the main? The main is
I
perfect.
definitely want to try Phantasme, but there's definitely room to be experimented with this main deck.
Okay, awesome.
Extra deck, bunch of rank 8s. So Zombie Stein, 2 Darks is okay. Maybe if you don't know what you're playing at all and you have to go first, he's okay, but that's pretty rare because I blind second. It came up once today. It's good. This guy is a house. 2 level 8s. I can detach material, and then neither player can special from the graveyard. Special monsters from the graveyard. Very good against Salamangreat, which this deck has a decent matchup against because of this card and Super Poly and all that. Hope Harbinger, played it against the 2 strikers, the only 2 strikers I played, which are top 4 in finals. I think that's a pretty bad striker matchup.
Because of Anchor, right?
Yeah, Anchor, just, if you pop stuff, they don't really care. It's, okay, I'll get it back later. But I did get very lucky in the top 4 match, and so I was able to take it. This card's good. And then these rank 8 Galaxies, which I think are very solid. So this guy, you can steal a monster. This guy, you can overlay on this guy to pop a face-up card your opponent controls, and this guy, you can overlay on top of all of them to detach and then pop another card. So, like in a simplified game, I was playing against Pendulum, so they had Odd Eyes Vortex left. I'd steal the Vortex, use this guy to pop a scale, use this guy to pop their other scale, link 2 into this guy, which is pretty good with Golden Castle. It protects your field spells.
Well, that's really
being destroyed. Yeah, so this guy protects this guy, and he protects him, and so that sort of sealed the deal for my opponent in that game. And then Dingirsu, a very good rank 8. Surprisingly, you can actually summon it with 2 level 8s. Crazy. Yeah, crazy thought.
Non-targeting removal too.
Non-targeting removal, and the protection effect is not once per turn and very strong. And so you can really catch a lot of opponents off guard. So probably one of the best rank 8s. And then I played the Nightmares, never summoned it. You have to play this because you need to clear the last back row a lot of the time to attack with Grand Maju. And then 1 Unicorn. Maybe one of these could be the BLS Link. There are a lot of level 8s in this deck, and that card is really powerful.
Right.
So, yeah, and then the Super Poly targets, Mer Dragon, summoned it once. I summoned this guy 3 or 4 times probably. I was playing against Walter Jewell in top 8, and I really cheesed him. So I had a danger, top deck Super Poly, and then I held priority after the danger effect was off, so I was a turn player, and then was able to Super Poly away his whole board before he could use his trap cards.
Right.
So that was solid. And then this card is really good, although a lot of the build your board decks now are running cards that banish cards from your extra deck, like that Trishula thing, which really sucks because they look at this, they're like, oh, what is this extra deck? And then they just take this.
Right.
Yeah, it's solid though. Level 8 as well, so these 2 being level 8 are very relevant. I thought about playing Dixpler Chimera, but I figured there's no one's gonna be playing Marincess or whatever, and this being level 8 is more important. So, yep.
All right, awesome. So that's pretty much it for the extra deck?
The extra deck and then side deck.
Let's go to your side deck real quick.
Best card of the side deck. There can be only one.
Yeah, this is so good for you.
Yeah, helps. Basically, there's only a few conflictions. There's this and Eater, and then this and Glyph, but those almost never appear on the field at the same time. Yeah, this card's solid. The only annoying thing sometimes is if you have a snake, you can't make Dingirsu to protect it. But it's worth the drawback. It's just so good.
Nice.
And then played 3 Eradicator, which I drew like once and it wasn't good. I probably should have sided this in instead of Eradicator, and then I didn't draw it against any of the Sky Striker matchups, unfortunately. Because this is sort of like what I'm relying on to beat Striker.
Right.
Not sure if it's good enough, because you can't tribute Gizmek with it. You can't tribute Eater with it, because Eater of Millions can't be tributed. So it's a little weak.
Right.
Maybe play a different card. Gamma, Driver, this is just for the build your board decks. I wanted to play a hand trap that couldn't be called by the Graved. I drew it once and it was fine, but my hand was pretty weak, so I lost. I surprisingly drew this once, but... And then, you know, against traps. Grand Manju doesn't like traps.
So twins and Cosmics.
Cosmics, yes.
All right, so that's pretty much it for your side deck.
Yeah.
Did a lot of people force you to go first?
Day 2 and beyond, yes. A lot of people started reading the feature matches, reading the cards, and a lot of people forced me to go first.
And like, does that hurt you at all?
Very annoying, yeah. It's super annoying. I lost most of my going first games when especially like, you know, at least you can like side, you know, a floodgate in if you're going first.
Right.
But that's why I think maybe they should be Gozen match instead, because it's just solid.
Right. And you already have the back removals, these anyways, right?
Yeah, it's a tough call. I don't know how to beat the Striker matchup. Like, I got lucky top 4 and then I lost in the finals. Could have played better, but, you know, whatever.
All right, okay.
Still lost anyway.
All right, okay, Yishan, thank you so much for this awesome deck profile.
Thanks.
Congratulations on 2nd place. Man, this is crazy.
It is crazy.
Any last words?
Yeah, thanks to my girlfriend who's been...
Yeah, she's
gonna
awesome.
leave like 5 hours
man.
ago, but, you know, I just kept winning, so I was like, okay, well, I guess we're playing. Youth Club at UCI, it's where I go to school. Any prospective students coming to UCI next year, make sure to check it out. Got a YouTube channel, so that's fun.
What is it?
It's just YGO at UCI, I believe. Yeah,
Okay, cool. Follow that. I'll put it on the screen,
fun,
man.
You know, we just post their profiles. Probably talk about my matchups or something on that channel. And then everyone at the club and everyone that's played with me recently, the people that like in Cupertino at Tanner Fireball, I've been playing with them recently, so thanks to them. And yeah, that's about it.
Thank you so much for this deck profile, and congratulations again.
Yeah.
It's your boy Sam from Team Sam signing out. All right, guys. Peace.